Oh, right. Let's get comfortable here. Hey, welcome. I'll tell you something. This is a little bit different. This than the usual things that I do. Marketing and helping with the website and the videoing and sorting out different things to do with sewing and all that kind of thing. So this is a totally new thing for me, and I've got to say I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, we went live yesterday for the first time, and it was a kind of an introduction. I think we've called the video an introduction. And I've got to say I enjoyed it. I really did, and I was quite surprised the amount of people actually watching me. Considering we've never done this before, you just don't know what to expect. But here we are, and we're live again. We're going to keep on doing this, and hopefully, build up a good friendship with people and an audience, and just see how it goes. Really, see how it goes. That's all we can do. But we're live. Here we are. I'm here. Let's go, so to speak. So I've got my coffee, just relaxing. I've been set up here so I can see various things, if people come online, if the chat. I've got one watching right now. Hi there. If you are watching, please say hello, and let's chat. See what you're doing, and let's go from there. So we're gonna call this video "What is Sewing Online?" So I'm gonna just talk a little bit about that before a few people come onto the live stream. We can start asking people what they do with sewing and all that kind of thing. But what is sewing online? Well, basically, I got to say that when I first started sewing, when I was 19, there was nothing like the internet then. It really was different. It's totally different now, and there's that much you can just find out by just going on the internet. So it took me decades and decades to learn to sew. I mean, we're talking 2.5 decades that I've been learning to sew, and it's taken me that long because literally it is that long that it takes. Now, if there was a website like mine that I created online today, I could just go there and I could just learn like that really quick. Learn all the tips and the tricks from the industry, from a professional tailor, and it would be absolutely wonderful. And I would have cut my time down by a huge amount. It wouldn't have taken me years and years and years and years, and I could have just learnt it quicker. So online sewing is just that. You learn by being online, by being on the internet, and that's basically sewing online. Now, there is a lot of resources out there, but the resource that we have, the Sewing Guru, is built so that it covers everything. So we've got the beginners courses, and we all the way up to intermediate to professionals, and it's really, really inspirational when you watch it, because you get all these ideas and you think, wow, I can make that and I can make that, and it's so inspirational. It really is. Now, when I started to sew, like I say, there wasn't the resource of the internet, so I had to literally find out how to start sewing. Now, we've got Seamstress Tailor. Hi, Seamstress Tailor. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're all right. Now, anybody else that's watching, please say hi in the comments. Say hello, and we can start asking things and start talking about things in general. But getting back to me, there wasn't the internet, so I had to then figure out how to create all of these clothes and learn. And I did go on a college course, and I was on there for 6 years. English Rose, hello. So that's 2 now. Hi there. You all right? And basically, yeah, at college, I was doing this for 6 years. Now, you do learn a lot from college, but what I found from that is there's a lot of things missed out. And it takes a lot of practice and dedication off your own self-esteem. That's what I found. Oh, hello, Pins. Pins has just come online as well. Hi there, how are you doing? Now, because there's 3 people online, or 4 watching now, basically I'd like to just see and get a feel for the people watching. I mean, do you sew? I mean, just comment in the comments. Do you sew for fun or do you sew for work? What sort of skill level are you at? Are you actually at sewing classes? Are you just learning from the internet? You know, what sort of sewing machines have you got? All that kind of thing. I'd love to know, because this is my passion. I really love sewing, and I like to find out what people do, and also as well if they are like me, because we're all the same, and we all love to sew and learn to sew. And it's great, and you get the inspiration by going to the different fabric shops and all of that kind of thing. So it'd be great to see what you guys are doing and what you like in terms of sewing. Now, how many of you make your own clothes? Because essentially that's why you want to learn to sew, isn't it? You want to learn to sew to make your own clothes, and then you can make unique things that no one else has got. Or do you just buy things from the shop and alter them? Maybe put a different panel in, or take a pocket off and put a different pocket on, or just alter them to fit nicer, or whatever. What do you do? You know, it's it'd be interesting to find out what you guys actually do. It really would. But yeah, getting back to me trying to find out how to make clothes. Essentially, I was inspired by a TV show, and I wanted the clothing on there. And I went searching here, there, and everywhere, and I just couldn't get them. I could not find them. Now, nobody would tell me, oh, by the way, Michael, these are one-offs. You know, you can't get these in the shops. These are one-off garments. You'll never, ever be able to get these. So I went away thinking, well, what am I going to do now? What do I do? I was a little bit stuck. And then, of course, it came to me. I thought, well, why don't I learn to sew? Why don't I try and make these myself? And do you know what? This is actually, you're going to find this quite amusing, actually. My first suit, I didn't have a sewing machine, and I completely hand-stitched it. I did it all by hand. And it took me forever. But like I say, I didn't have a sewing machine. And I made this out of bed sheets. Can you believe that? Out of bed sheets. Oh, now, we've got here a comment. Hi, I studied sewing in my high school. I'm actually intermediate level. I sew for passion, but also for fun. I would like one day for work. One day I would like to become a costume designer. Oh, wow. That's very inspirational. Thank you for that, Pins. That's really inspirational. So you really, really like costume design. Now that's interesting. And you're intermediate. That's great. So you will probably already, you're past the beginner's stage and all of the, you know, going out to shops and seeking out a sewing machine. You're past all that. So you're intermediate. So you're obviously, you're sewing your own things. Now, studied sewing in my high school. Right. Okay. That's how I started. You know, I went to college and did studies. I was just wondering, you know, do some of you learn from a sewing class, or, you know, Pins is from a high school, studied in a high school. So that's really, really interesting. And costume designing, you know, that is really interesting. It is. So thank you for that, Pins. That's yeah, that's quite inspirational, is that. But yeah, so I had to go. Where was I? Yeah. Let me think. So yeah, I made my first suits completely by hand. I mean, totally by hand. And without me knowing, they must have been horrendous, just to be honest with you. I don't know whether people saw it and thought, what the heck is he wearing? I don't know. But I did make my first suit out of bed sheets. And then, after that, I started going to all of the different fabric shops. And bearing in mind, I was 19 years old here, so I was really young then. And I'd just left school. And previously with that, I just had just various little jobs. But I really, really did get into, you know, into sewing by watching things on TV. Oh, we've got Seamstress Tailor. How would your membership site help us? Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad you asked that. The membership site that I have got will help you immensely because we've got courses and videos on there for the beginner, the real beginner. I mean, when I say a beginner, we're talking right from the very, very beginning. So if you have got difficulty in, say, searching for a sewing machine, how to go about that, we start from there. So it's right from the beginner all the way through to intermediate and then into professional level. So there's every single step of the way we're there to help you. And it really does help you on the way of sewing. I can't state enough that it really does help you. Now, at the moment, if I get this on here, there we go. At the moment on the site, we do have a free membership where you can just register and you can just log in and see what the Sewing Guru is all about. Now, I've got to say that with getting your login details, if you don't see them in your inbox, check your junk folder or your spam folder. They're probably in there. Get them from there and just log in and have a look. Now, if you don't see them at all, please contact us. We are there on the site with the contact us form. Contact us, you know, saying that you've got problems and we will help you. Okay. So, as you can see on the screen right there, that's where you go. Now, also in the description of the video, there is a link. There is a call to action button, I think, at this side, the very, very top of the video. And it's a bit difficult with your hand. It's like I'm all over the place. Hey, at the top of the video, you'll be able to click a link and it takes you straight to the page where you can register for a free membership. So yeah, thanks for that, Seamstress Tailor. That literally, we're guaranteed to be able to help you in sewing. Guaranteed. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And if you're already on a course, a physical course, why not have the two? Because we're cheap enough. It's very cheap compared to an actual physical course, because I know that courses do cost a lot of money and you're only there for a few hours. And once you're finished after a few hours, it's like, well, what do I do? You know, trying to actually remember what you've learned is fairly difficult. So it's a great tool to have because you can go back and you know, you can have a look. It's like, oh, right, any offers if I join today? Well, we actually do have an offer on the site that if you are a brand new person on the site, you'll see a pop-up and you're actually going to get $2 off an actual membership. But what we can do for you is we can give you an entire set of sewing e-tips. We can do that. If you join the site, email us saying that you've watched the live stream on YouTube and you're interested in the e-tips. You know, if that's only if you go for a full membership. That you're interested in the e-tips, that you've seen it on there, and we will send you the e-tips. Now, this is a totally exclusive link. You can't get this anywhere else. You can't get this from within the members section of the site. This is a totally exclusive link that you can't get anywhere else. And once you get the link, you can download your e-tips. And if you print them off, it'll form like a book. It will form a book. So it's really interesting. Okay, so we've got that. So you're going to get your $2 off, and also you're going to get more than 40 e-tips that you can download and keep forever. So there's your offers. Fantastic offers. Yeah, so getting back to where I was, I would literally sew these garments. And you may ask, well, how did you get the pattern and how did you sew them? Well, what I did is I actually had a jacket that I liked myself, and I just laid it flat. I mean, these were all concepts, right, that I was doing completely wrong. I mean, I didn't know that I was doing them wrong, but I just did it anyway. I didn't know. Nobody said to me, you need to do it this way, Michael, and you do it that. I just did it this way. And the amount of experimental things that I did with sewing was like unbelievable. I mean, dozens and dozens and dozens of things which were experimental that just went wrong. Was just unbelievable. I mean, if I think back now, when I was sewing a t-shirt, right, because I was sewing it in the wrong way. Now, if you were doing this in the correct way, this would be an absolute impossibility to do. But I sewed the sleeve to the neck. Now, can you imagine a t-shirt where it's got the armholes and the neck hole, and because I was like wanting to get this finished, I was in a bit of a rush and everything else, I sewed the sleeve to the neck. So I didn't realise until I put the garment on, and I thought, hang on a minute, how am I gonna get this on? And I had actually sewed the sleeve to the neck. Now, that was just a silly mistake, but I've done that. You know, it's quite funny, quite amusing. Oh, I've got another message here. Has anybody on here signed up for a free membership? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, English Rose. I would hope they have, but I'm not too sure. Have you signed up for a free membership? I know there's 5 people watching, 5 or 6 watching. Have you signed up for a free membership? Please tell us in the chat that. Say hi and tell us if you've signed up for a free membership, what you think of it. What are your experiences? Seamstress Tailor, yes, I have. Brilliant, thank you. What do you think of it, Seamstress Tailor? I mean, are you enjoying it? Do you like it? Please tell us. You know, we're all sores. You know, please tell us what you think. Yeah, so I sewed this t-shirt with the sleeve to the neck. So it would have been ridiculous. And of course, because I didn't know the correct technique, these things happen. These are mistakes. Now, if I'd have had the site, like the sewing go, oh, Seamstress Tailor, it looks good. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. That's good. Thank you very much. You know, and if you want to, you could go for free. You know, you go for the full membership, and of course, then you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. You've got everything. Then everything's there. Once you've signed up, everything's available. Downloadable measurement sheets, worksheets, all of the videos, the PDF ebooks which correspond to all of the collections. They're all there. Everything's there. And of course, you've got 24/7 help as well. If you have a real technical problem, or you're wondering where to get certain fabrics from, or a certain tool, we're there to help. We are there to help. We will reply to you within 24 hours. And like I say, we're there to help. We're all sewing, and we all love to sew. Yeah, so that was quite amusing. But like I say, if I knew the technique, then I would have never ever sewed the sleeve to the neck. I would have known how to do it correctly, because of course when you sew a t-shirt, you sew around the sleeve head all the way around, and then you sew the undersleeve all the way down the side seam. So you can't get it wrong. It's so you're placing your 2 sleeves onto the arm side, or the armholes. I call them arm side. It's more of a technical term. But you're placing your sleeves onto the armholes, and you can't put it to the neck. But because I put it as a set-in sleeve, like you would with a tailored jacket, I put it on the neck. So yeah, that was a mistake. Now, I've also done lots and lots of mistakes. The amount of unpicking that I've done, and the amount of times, the amount of unpickers that I've had and lost, is like incredible. So yeah, thinking back now, it was quite a journey. And because of course I didn't know how to sew. So then oh, hang on a minute, I've got here another message. Do you get support on a full paid membership? Yeah, you do. You get full support. If you have a full paid membership, you get full support. You can ask us any question regarding to do with the mechanics of the site, anything to do with sewing and tailoring, equipment. If you're looking for a certain item or a certain pattern possibly, or whatever, we will send you the link and help you to the best of our knowledge. So yeah, you have complete 100% full support. You know, so thank you for the questions. Really appreciate that. We do have a few people watching now, so it's good. But if you've just come on, welcome, hi. Say hello, please, and also as well, I would love to know what sort of sewing you do. Or are you in a sewing class, physical sewing class? What garments do you love to make, or do you do alterations for people? Do you do sewing for work, or do you do sewing for a passion yourself? You know, I mean, Pins, they emailed earlier to me, and they do sewing at an intermediate level, so that they're quite sort of high end now, and they sew for a passion, but they would love to do costume design. So it's really interesting to see what people want and what they do like about sewing. And also as well, what sewing machines do you like to use? What's your favourite sewing machine? Do you have a sewing machine, a dream sewing machine? Now a lot of fellas, they have dream cars, don't they, or whatever, dream watches and all this kind of thing. You know, do you have a dream sewing machine that you would really love to have? Because the sewing machines nowadays, the real high-end ones, are unbelievable. They really are bringing out some amazing machines. So do you have that? You know, yeah. So anybody that's online, please say hi. You know, email me, say hello. Is there any more there in the chat? No, I am keeping an eye on the chat. But just there on below, we do have a free membership on the site. Just go to the site itself and register for free. There it is, you know. So basically, what I was talking about was that I've made a huge amount of mistakes in my time of sewing. And all it is really is practice, isn't it? It's practice, practice, practice. And the more you practice, the better you become. And then you start figuring out techniques that are easiest for you. You know, I mean, you don't necessarily need to stick to a certain technique that somebody tells you just because they tell you that that's the correct technique. You don't have to stick to that. You will actually devise and create your own techniques, because that's what I've done over the years. I mean, I have got a special way, and I find it a really easy way of how to create a mitered corner on a sleeve. So you know the fake vent that you see on a jacket sleeve, on a tailored jacket sleeve, you've got a fake vent. Well, I've devised a way where you can fold up the hem and you can create this mitered corner at any height or any width that you like, and a very, very easy technique. And it's so different. And this was a technique that I just created myself, just because I was doing over and over and over and again. And then all of a sudden it just clicked in my mind. I thought, hey, why don't I do it like that? And that's a technique that I've learned, but it took me a long, long time to figure it out. But, you know, we've got the message from English Rose here. What is different to your YouTube channel, to your website? That's a very, very good question. Well, English Rose, the difference is that on the website, we have full collections. On YouTube, we have 1 or 2 videos which start off a collection, and it's just to show you what we've got. We do have standalone videos like how to make a bow tie and a cravat. There is various alterations videos, but so for instance, if there's an alterations video of how to shorten sleeves on a jacket, it might be a very, very easy technique where I shorten sleeves, but I don't put the fake vent back in to a sleeve. Well, that is just one technique of how to shorten sleeves. But that other technique that you're looking for, guaranteed to be on the site, because there is so many different ways of shortening sleeves. You know, you would shorten sleeves where there'd be a fake vent in there with no buttons, or a fake vent with buttons, fake vent with buttons and buttonholes. You might have a working cuff, no vent at all. There is so many different ways of shortening sleeves, altering them. And also as well, when you create a fake vent in a sleeve, placing the lining onto the fake vent is actually a really, really tricky way. But I've devised an easier way. Again, getting back to the tips and the tricks and the passion that I've had for sewing over the years, and just this practice, and then you come up with these different techniques. So I'm showing you all of these techniques that I've devised, and all of the practice that I've devised over the years, and I've stuck it into this website, and I'm just passing on my knowledge back to you guys. So you've got all of that in with a full membership. So yeah, it's very, very informative. It's a great website. There's hundreds of videos out there, and it's fantastic. But yeah, so I was basically sewing as for passion. And I remember going out to all these fabric shops. Now, there's a lot less around now. There's not as many fabric shops around in the UK as there was where I lived before. And it's almost like it's a bit of a dying trade. I remember going to all the markets, and there used to be all of these fabrics, rolls, hundreds and hundreds of rolls of fabric just piled high. And it was so inspirational, and they've all sort of disappeared. Now, a lot of fabrics you can get from supplies in London. But I remember back then it was so inspirational. It was done a lot more, I think, back there. But now it is coming back, because in the UK we've got this TV show called The Great British Sewing Bee. Now, I don't know if you've seen that, but again, it's very inspirational. It's a fantastic show. And it's all these contestants. I think they start with about 10 or 12 contestants. They're all amateurs. And then they all get dwindled down to the last one. Of course, the last one standing wins. And for people who are amateurs and who are sewing, they're fantastic sewers. I mean, it's incredible what they know, and it's all down to passion and practice. So, Anna, we've got somebody else here that says hi. I'm hoping I'm going to pronounce your name correctly. Rathore. Hello. I hope that's correct. Forgive me if it's not correct, but hello, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're enjoying the stream at the moment. It's unusual, but it's great. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So yes, it was just all of this practice that I was doing over and over and over again. Now, while I was practicing, I mean, I remember that I would go on holiday, right? And I would go to Holland, because my gran lived in Holland, and I would basically turn this holiday into a sewing fest, because I was obsessed with sewing. So I would just go out to all the fabric shops in Holland, and it was great, and I loved it, and I would basically, I wouldn't go out like people, that they would just go out and enjoy themselves and all that as if they're on holiday. No, I would sew. That's what I wanted to do. I would love doing that. I know we've got... oh, thank you very much. You live in Canada and I follow your YouTube videos. I like them. That's great. Thank you very much. Well, did you know that you can see a lot more videos like the ones that you see on YouTube, but a lot more, hundreds more on the website. And what they do is on YouTube, as you will know, that there's only part collections. You'll see the 1, 2, or the first 3 videos of a collection, and then the rest are not there. Well, all of the rest of the videos are on the website. Now, we are offering, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, a free membership. So register, get a free membership. If you're not already registered, please check your junk folder. If it's not in your inbox, check your junk folder, because it's most likely going to be there. Check your email in there and you'll get your login details. If you're still having a few problems, just email us on the site and we'll help you. So, thanks for that. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so because of all this practice that I was doing, I was practicing when I was on holiday. Every spare minute I was sewing. And eventually I got my own sewing machine. It was really cheap, my sewing machine. It was what's called a mechanical. So it wasn't a computerized one, which was touch screen, all that kind of thing. It was mechanical. So if you had stitches on the side, you would wind the side of this wheel on the side of the sewing machine, and it would it would click to the different types of stitches in place, like straight stitch and a zigzag stitch and that sort of thing. It only had something like 9 different stitches on there. And then you could alter. You couldn't just press a button to alter the different positions of the needle. No, you had to unwind a screw at the side and manually to like push the needle over and then tighten up the screw again. And then you could basically sew that particular stitch. But what I found in sewing is really the only stitches that you use is a straight stitch, a zigzag stitch, and you would basically move the needle over if you were putting, say, a zip in, or if you were maybe doing a bit more of a decorative stitching more towards the edge of the seam or something like that. But essentially, they were the only stitches that you would use. I mean, now sewing machines have decorative stitches, embroidery stitches, just every single stitch that you can possibly imagine. I mean, there's not just hundreds, there's literally thousands of different stitches on sewing machines nowadays, the real high-end models. And they really are very elaborate. And of course, what's really great, if you get more into sewing, to get an overlocker machine, because they complement your sewing machine so much. And of course, if you're more intermediate and you were starting to sew dresses or skirts or trousers and you need an overlock stitch, then you would basically get an overlocker machine as well, which would twin very, very well with a sewing machine. So that would be the next step to get, because it is quite an investment, and I realise that. So it's a good thing to get. Yeah, it really is. So after all of this practice that I was doing, I then thought, right, I want to go to college now. I've just had a message here. Can't believe how cheap your membership is. $23. I paid £50 for a 2-hour class and learnt very little. Oh, really? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Seamstress Tailor. Yeah, that's... I mean, this is the thing, you see. You don't actually learn a lot within 2 hours. It's very difficult. This is where we are trying to really, really try and re-educate people, where to join an internet site like the Sewing Guru, you have your videos there 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, and you can dip in and out of all the time. It seems to tell it, do you get access 7 days a week? Yeah, you get access whenever you want. If you came up with an idea, wow, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, you could log into the site, there you are. You can log in. We're there to help you. It's ideal. Now, you couldn't do that in a physical class. I mean, can you imagine knocking on the door of the person who teaches you at 2 o'clock in the morning? I don't think they're going to appreciate that very much, are they? So, yeah, you can only learn so much with a physical class. I'm not saying don't do it, because it is fantastic for the social aspect. You're going to meet people who do the similar thing. You're going to get friends, and some people go there just to socialise, which is fantastic. It is a great thing. But why not have the best of both worlds? Why not have your physical class, but then also your internet class as well? So I would say, Seamstress Tailor, don't give up your physical class, because you might have made some good friends in there. I know that you haven't learnt a lot within 2 hours, and I mean, £50, that is quite a lot of money, actually. I've got to say, that's £25 per hour. Yeah, I wouldn't give up, but what I would say is, I would suggest to use both your physical class and the Sewing Guru, because the two combined will really help you out. It's a good idea. And of course, when you're not at your actual physical sewing class, and you have learnt something, but you've kind of forgotten, because sewing's all about practice. You've got to do it over and over and over and over again. So we've got Seamstress Tailor. I much prefer to learn online now. Well, thank you very much. We've converted you. That's great. I'm really pleased. Yeah, that's great. I mean, very pleased with that. But like I say, you know, I wouldn't give up your physical sewing class. Just do the both together, you know. But of course, if you haven't got the time to travel or what have you, you know, online is great. And $23 per month, I mean, 70 cents an hour, right? It's not a lot of money, you know, and it's there all the time. You know it's there. So it's a kind of a warm feeling. You know it's there when you need us. If you need to go back and learn a certain thing, it's there, isn't it? So that's great. But Seamstress Tailor, I'm glad that you know that you prefer to learn online now. That's great. That's wonderful. And I can guarantee you're going to learn a lot from us, because there is every single technique that I learned over the years is there, and it's all in one big package. And there's that much information on the site, and there's that much there that it's mind-boggling. I mean, it's massive. But not only that, we very recently, last year, the very end of last year, we launched the mobile site. So there's a mobile version of the Sewing Guru, and it's not just a small bit; it's the whole thing. We do have a couple more collections to introduce to the mobile site that are already on the desktop version, which we will be putting over, but they will be going over in the next coming period. So, you know, it's not just a small part of the site; it's the whole thing. You know, so we're very, very pleased to have gone mobile. So it's great. So it works on everything. So you've got you've got the Sewing Guru on mobile, you've got it on desktop, and you've also got it on every tablet. And of course, it works on Apple, it works on Android, it works everything. So we're very, very proud of what we've created there, really. So we've got here. English Rose is asking, how long have you been sewing for? Have you ever worked in a tailoring shop? Well, I've been sewing since I was 19, and I have been sewing a long, long time. We're talking nearly 3 decades, okay? And yeah, I did actually learn to sew in a alteration shop to start with. I did that for a couple of months. I wasn't too keen. It was a real experience, because of course you're altering clothes and that for the public. And then I progressed to working within a dry cleaners right near where I lived. So I did alterations within a dry cleaning shop. So as people were coming in to get all their clothing dry cleaned and everything else, I was there as the tailor to do all the alterations. Yeah, I've seen some very, very funny things actually with tailoring and alterations of garments that people have tried to alter, and they've brought them in, and I've had to alter them and put them back. But I then, after that, set up my own bespoke tailoring shops. I had three shops in the end, and it was a chain of bespoke tailors, and I had that for quite a few years, and then I decided that I wanted to go online and pass on all of my knowledge on a website, and I really enjoy it. I was loving it, because I've got to say, when I had my tailoring shops, because I was doing alterations and tailoring every day, and it was constant. It was relentless. You actually do start to lose the passion that you had with the hobby. So by going online, it's and creating this online website, it's brought back my passion for sewing. I now have the same passion as what I had when I first started, and it was great, because I've got to say, when I had the tailoring shops and it was constant all the time, I've got to say it sort of took it away a little bit. But don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, having shops, because it gave me a lot of experience about how to run businesses and marketing and all that kind of thing. I mean, I went abroad, set up manufacturing bases abroad and everything else. So I've seen it all. I've seen everything. But I do enjoy the online a lot more. I love the online thing. Now, of course, with online, you have to learn web design and marketing and all of that. So I've had a lot of help with all of that. So it's very, very difficult. But I do love online. So yes, I have worked in tailoring shops. I've had my own. I've had a chain of them. So I enjoyed that. It was good. So getting back. So thanks for that, English Rose. Thank you very much for that question. Anybody else is watching, please say hi. It'd be great to see what your passion is. If you are, doing your own clothes, are you in sewing classes? That I've just been answering these questions here. Do you have a free membership yet? If you haven't got a free membership, go for a free membership. Just register for free. It's free. It's very simple. You just go to the Sewing Guru and register at the top of the page. Register for a free membership. Log in and have a look, and see what you think. But then after I'd done all of my obviously before I had the fashion shops, I was practicing my sewing all the time, over and over and over again. And then what I thought I'd do is I wanted to go to college. So I went to college and I studied a degree in fashion design. So I learned how to do fashion design drawing, and a little bit. I've got to say, like seamstress tailor there. They paid £50 for a 2-hour class and learned very little. Well, I did get that same kind of feeling when I was at college. You do learn a lot, but you don't learn everything that there is in the industry. So there is a lot of things that I have had to figure out myself. But I do have a degree, so there is a plus side to that. And I studied for 6 years doing fashion design. And I've got to say, I got a lot of friends out of it, and I really, really enjoyed it. But in terms of actually learning absolutely everything to do with tailoring, the best thing to do there is to actually go into the industry. And I didn't actually learn everything until I started travelling abroad and setting up manufacturing bases in factories. That's when I really saw how the real industry tailor and do sewing. That was just knowledge of second to none for me. It really, really helped me out. And it was amazing, really. The things I've seen and the different machines that do things. It's absolutely mind-boggling what the machines do. It really is. So that is what I did. I went to college, studied at college for 6 years, and then when I left college, that's when I went into doing the alterations in the different shops. But while I was at college, I also did alterations for the students because I had such a passion for it. I knew how to do a lot of sewing already anyway, because I'd done that much sewing before I actually went to college. So I sort of set up my own little alterations business while I was at college and did alterations for all of my friends and a lot of other students, and even some of the teachers as well. I remember of different subjects, not the fashion teachers, but the teachers that were doing like electronics and other designs and graphics and all that. They would come to me and oh, Michael, can you shorten a pair of trousers? And it's like, yeah, I'll do that. So I did that when I was at college. And thinking back now, they were good times. I really enjoyed it. I really did. So, yeah, I did learn a lot from college, but I didn't learn absolutely everything, I've got to say. There was a lot that I did have to learn later on, which I learned just by practice and also by, getting to know people in the industry. And setting up these manufacturing bases and all of that sort of thing. That's when I did learn a lot. That was incredible. They were good times, yeah. So yeah, we've been streaming for quite a while now. Again, I've enjoyed it. For those of you who've been watching, I'm really, really pleased that you've been watching all along. Thank you very much for watching, and I really appreciate it. And you might be thinking, what's all this gaming stuff behind me? Well, I'm in my office at the moment, and it's an office and a gaming room, and my other passion is gaming. I don't have a lot of time to do that, but when I do like to do the odd computer game, and I do like that, But that's why all of these standees and stuff is behind. I mean, this was given to me from a shop. That's called point of sale, and it's the sort of thing that you see in the shop window. So all of these cubes and boxes that you see, that they are, you can't buy them. They're like stuff that I managed to pick up from people that I know in the gaming industry, and it's really, really appreciated. Love it. So and you can see all like the collector's editions behind me and stuff. So, but that's my other passion. I do like gaming, but my number one passion is sewing. It always has been, and I absolutely love it, and I think I always will do till the day that I die. I just love it. It's an absolutely amazing hobby, and the feeling and the passion that you get, especially when you walk into a fabric shop, it's an unexplainable feeling. And the people here that are watching this, if you're really into sewing, you will know what I mean. You'll know. You're on the same page as me, and you'll know what I mean. And you know, your mind starts going, and you're thinking, oh, I can make this and I can make that, and it's amazing. It really is. So, like I say, if you haven't got a free membership, just go for it. Go for the free membership. You will not be disappointed. And if you really want to go for the full membership, don't forget we've got a $2 reduction on the site. So if you're brand new to the site, a pop-up will come up, and you'll be able to go to the reduction. But also as well, if you have a free membership, within the free membership section, if you want it to upgrade and unlock all of the videos, then you know there is an option there where you can join for $2 less per month, and that stays per month every month. It's not like $23 per month; it's $21 every single month. So you will save every month that you're going. So just try it out. You know, we're here, and you know, hopefully we'll see you in the next stream. So thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next stream, and I will talk about other things to do with sewing and tailoring. Take care. Bye now. Bye for now. Bye.